I want to leap over buildings, want to fly over the shores, faster than a lightning flash, rushing through the cool night air. Oh, oh. So start ignition, count to zero. I just wanna be a superhero.
Hey, what's up, guys? Scott Speed here at the iRacing headquarters. Some exciting news about the upcoming Rallycross World Championship. We've got a wild card entry, and yours truly to get that spot. See you guys out on the track.
We went from a cautionless race last week, and now we are back here with the Go Fast Racing League Grand National Series live from Daytona International Speedway, and they are set to go off again. We've got quite a big number of cars out on track as it is right now, and it's going to be another exciting race here tonight. Sam Cooper Bennett up in the booth with you as always, joined again by my broadcast partner Scott Brinston. Scott, we already saw last night that they couldn't go cautionless. Do you reckon the Go Fast guys can do it?
Well, I don't know. I doubt it highly. You saw what happened at the end of that race last night for 70, 75 laps or so. It was pretty cool in the gang, but then in that last quarter, man, it just got ridiculous, and I think we had 4 or 5 cautions just in those last 25 laps. And I think when the going gets tough and the tough get going, we're going to get a bunch of cautions, and that's towards the end of the race once we get a bunch back up, because at some point we're likely to have a caution, and when you bunch them up in the later stages of the race, it's just going to breed more cautions. That's just the animal of these super speedway races.
Absolutely, and cautions do breed cautions. We're just heading into qualifying, and we'll go there in just a second. But first, let's go to our points for the season so far. I'm going to get rid of the music because it's annoying me. Yeah, let's go to our points for the season so far, Scott. And Joe Burchett, winner last week in Chicagoland, extended his lead in the championship.
Yeah, he's currently got a 45-point lead over Michael Trevathan, who's sitting back there 45 points back in second. Joe's got 4 wins on the season, second most in the series this year, only one behind Tyler Cox. And he's still, got some challengers relatively close to him, even with so many wins, and Michael only having 1 win behind him. And then Brian Littleton has no wins. He's currently third in the points. And then Tyler, he's got the most wins of the series, but he's currently back there in 4th place, and he's 86 points back of the leader. So even with all them wins in the races where he didn't win, he had some tough finishes, and it's cost him. Dylan Vose is 5th in the points, Austin Marion 6th, Skylar Allen Sr. 7th, Jeff Woopker 8th, Jeff Schmidt 9th, and David Worrell rounds out the top 10. And Worrell currently 230 points back. He's also 2 starts short, so that's probably got something to do with that, but still a lot of ground to be made up for him if he's going to get up there in the top 5.
Absolutely, and going to tonight's race, we're going to go straight into qualifying now, as we are seeing cars out on track right now. Let's go to the man that is currently sitting in second in the points. That is Michael Trevathan. You see him right there out on track. Let's put the qualifying times up. No one's laid a time down yet, but we're expecting Trevathan to be right up there tonight.
Yeah, I look for him and a few other guys to be up there battling for that win. You know how this place is, Sam. Anybody and everybody that unloads a car here has got a shot to win this thing. As you saw last night, a couple guys finishing on the podium last night in the SOMO League that we're not used to seeing on the podium, and I wouldn't doubt it if the same thing happened here tonight.
Absolutely, with Nate Katila, Skylar Allen putting his car to the top, 0.3 of a second faster than Nate Katila.
Still a lot of guys that have not recorded a time, so.
Yeah, we've got 2 new drivers in the field as well. We've got Kevin Paskowicz making his debut here tonight, and we've got your old buddy, Mr. Chris Walker, making his debut here tonight as well.
Yeah, I saw Walker up there in the team speak. I didn't really get a chance to chat with him too much because I was trying to get in the room, and I saw that Kevin was in here too. I wish him the best of luck, man. These super speedway races, you never know. Well, they got a shot just like everybody else does.
Kevin Paskowicz, who's actually just gone into second now on his third now, because Dylan Vose goes to the top. Robert Hill Jr. My God, they're all coming in fast now.
Yeah.
So Robert Hill Jr. holds on to the pole with a 49.901. Sixth. Oh no, there goes Jeff Schmidt. They're all coming in really fast now. Stephen Parks to the point.
Wow, look at that. Still a couple of non-qualifiers, still a couple of them to go.
Yeah,
Huffenbarger being one of those guys.
Yeah, Justin Rector the other one. You see him out on his lap right now. Let's see what he can do. But Stephen Parks holding on to the pole spot at the moment with a 49.807. Almost half a tenth faster than Jeff Schmidt. Let's see what Rector can do. Crosses the line. Puts it in 18th. Let's see what... Puffenbarger's not even out on track yet, so... Not sure what's happened to the 42.
Yeah, he is probably too little too late now. He'll be starting in the rear.
Yeah, and we've already got an update on penalties being dealt out by league owner Skylar Allen. The 14 of Tyler Cox not running off for laps. He's going to be given an EOL. Joe Burchett going to be getting an EOL as well. The 45, that is David Worrell. He's going to be getting an EOL. And the 331 of Robert Haig also getting an EOL. So some huge hitters getting penalties early on in this race, Scott.
Yeah, that's all part of some things that either went on in practice or qualifying or maybe the previous race. I know they got a bunch of new rules here in the last few weeks as far as some of these implications. If you don't run so many laps in practice, you get a penalty. Same thing in qualifying.
And it looks like qualifying just winding down now. So it looks like Stephen Parks is going to be your pole sitter here tonight at Daytona. So good for him. I think that's his first pole of the season. So definitely wants to try and capitalize on that. Well, the race is just about to start. So let's go to our grid for the race here tonight. And starting up on the pole, as I just mentioned, is Stephen Parks. Joining him on the front row, but won't be for long, is Joe Burchett. Row 2 will be Jeff Schmidt and Jeff Wubka. Row 3 will be Cody McCorkle and Kyle Frame. Row 4 will be Chris Walker making his debut tonight and Robert Hill Jr. And row 5 will be Dylan Vose and Skylar Allen Sr.
Starting 11th will be Tyler Cox. Kevin Paskowich in his debut will start 12th here tonight. Michael Trevathan, we were talking about him a little bit ago, starts 13th. Austin Marion 14th. Justin Rector will start 15th. Robert Haig starts 16th. Nate Catilia 17th. Jeremy Rigney 18th. Brian Littleton, third in the points, starts 19th. And Eric Mitch rounds out the top 20. Mark Cohen starts 21st. David Worrell starts 22nd. And Brandon Puffenbarger put in that 1:55 time. He did record a qualifying time, and it was a blistering one. He'll ride shotgun and start 23rd.
Absolutely. As we're going to go straight to the track now.
Him and Worrell were actually pretty close. They ran within like 3 seconds of each other with their 50s.
I know, right? One person I want to mention is Mark Cohen. Had one hell of a run last week, and he was our driver of the night. He's starting back there again. Let's see if he can do it again tonight, but it's going to be a bit more difficult around this track. Joe Burchett running new paint scheme tonight, but he's not going to be starting from the front of the field as Skylar Allen just already decreed. He's going to be getting an EOL and starting from the back of the field. Somebody hasn't gridded yet. I'm not sure who that is. There it was, Chris Walker. Okay. The 23 cars set to take the green there. They're about to lead off out of pit road. And there they go. There goes Joe Burchett, stopping immediately to take that EOL.
Yeah, it's a tough break for the points leader. Have to start at the tail end of the field. You know, anything and everything can happen. There are no resets here, so if he gets caught up in something, that's it.
Absolutely. And Tyler Cox back there as well. He's going to be falling to the end of the field as well. Kyle Frame deciding to pull to his pit box before that and go to the back as well. And David Worrell, last time we were at Daytona, got the win here. So not looking, he's looking to do it again, but it's not going well for him so far, as he's another one that's got that EOL. That's kind of
get us going tonight, Sammy.
I will. I certainly will. We've got 80 laps here tonight at Daytona. So not the 100 laps we saw last night, but it's still going to be exciting regardless. No stages in Go Fast Racing. So that should be interesting to see and see how the strategies work out as they make their way through turns 3 and 4. And Jeff Wupka's not caught up to the front of the pack. Not sure what that's about. As they come out of turn 4 now, waiting for that pace car to make that hard left turn into the corner. And away we go. 80 laps are underway here at Daytona. Stephen Parks getting them underway with Jeff Schmidt already right on his back bumper there, Scott, as they make their way to turn 1.
Yeah, what's going on with the high line there, hanging back so far? Basically starting back there where row 3 was. I don't know what that was all about, but that's definitely hampered the high line already. And I think that's the 11 back there. He's blinking like a Christmas bulb already.
Yeah, that would be Mr. Jeremy Rigney. Another guy that had a decent run last week was Mr. Rigney. Hoping to get another one here tonight, but his connection seems to be having other ideas. He's riding right behind.
Somebody needs to tell him Christmas ain't for a few more months. He's blinking bad out there right now. They might tell him to possibly drop back. He's blinking so bad. Now he's kind of maintained a little bit.
Yeah, he's fine now.
You know how that could cause major issues, especially in these pack races, man. You can't have somebody out there blinking all over the place like that.
Not at all. But it looks like
he's leveled out now. He's good to go.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's starting to settle down now. They're still 2x2 as they go and complete lap 1. We're on lap number 2 now of this 80-lap shindig. Stephen Parks is still your leader. He's now got Cody McCorkle right behind him in that Napa Auto Parts machine. And look who's up to P3. Kyle Walker, Chris Walker, up to 3rd place. So not a bad way to start your first race.
Yeah, old Chris Walker. I can say that I race with him on a weekly basis.
Well, he's been the closest.
He's coming. Yeah, he has been my closest competitor this season. He's come a long way in his racing career from when he first joined us over there at Top Fuel Racing to where he's at now. Leaps and bounds, and he's still learning.
And I have absolutely no doubt that he's going to be a challenger again next season. The way he keeps improving, and he's showing that here tonight. I mean, he's showing what he can do in a stock car. I've never seen him race a stock car before.
Yeah, I never have either, and I agree with you, Sam. I definitely think he's going to be one of the guys challenging for that championship next season at Top Fuel. But yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I've never seen him run a stock car before either. This is first for me too.
And he's sitting there in third, right behind McCorkle and Stephen Park. Stephen Parks made his return to the series last week at Chicagoland. Didn't have the best of returns. Seems to be going well for him so far as we're on lap 3, just about to go on to lap 4 of 80. Chris Walker going to the outside line now, going up high to block the draft of the high line. Jeff Schmidt looks very desperate to get around him. There goes Chris Walker. He's going to have Jeff Wubka coming up to the back of him now, so Wubka's going to have a bit of drafted support there. Well, going to give him a bit of drafted support as they go through turn 2. And this is very different to what we saw in the Cup cars last night. Everybody 2x2 in the early runnings, whereas in the Cup cars they went single file very quickly.
Yeah, I was wondering with it being, you know, last night's race being a day race and tonight's race being a night race, there's more grip out there on that high side, being that it's a night race. So I imagined it would be a more competitive race here, being that it is a night race, and that high line should be able to get a little something going tonight. Whereas last night, they really couldn't get anything going. We saw a couple times where they got a run, and there were a couple passes, but for a restrictor plate race, the passes were very limited last night.
Absolutely. Let's go back to Joe Burchett. Already made his way up to P19. He's got his teammate Tyler Cox right behind him there, and Mark Cohen is ahead of them as well. He's starting to make his way through the field also. Jeremy Rigney's connection has finally dropped. And Joe Burchett's connection has dropped.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen it fall out yet on my end.
Yeah, he's gone grey. He's greyed out.
Yeah, Rigney, he was having some big issues there on the start, but that sucks for Burchett, man, the points leader. He's got to get back in here. I still haven't seen him fall out yet.
He will eventually. He's still greyed out for me, so big problems there for the 41. As for the number 1, he's still holding on to that first place, still controlling the field, as we are now on lap 6 of 80. It looks like Chris Walker's starting to fall back now. That outside line really starting to struggle now as everybody's trying to get down to the bottom line to make it single file.
Stephen Parks has done a hell of a job so far holding off this field.
Yeah, exactly.
That high line looked like they were going to get a little something going, but they lost their momentum. But here they go. They've reloaded, and they're coming back for another swing at it. Here comes the 390 leading the charge up there on the high side. It's like the 369 behind him.
Yeah, that's Justin Rector. Remember, he qualified way down in P18, and he's already made his way up to the front. So great run there for the 390. As he's got Chris Walker right behind him. Jeff Wubka is there as well. Lee Rigney is there, so his connection has not completely gone. The 331 of Robert Haig is there as well. Kevin Paskowicz there. There's a whole host of cars trying to get up to that high line now. And Tyler Cox is trying to make his way through.
Burchett just now fell through just a couple seconds ago, and he just reconnected as well, so he's trying to hustle back in here. But yeah, it took him a while to fall out, so it's cost him heavily.
Yeah, he's already 2 laps down, and
his chances are probably over.
Yeah.
He's probably going to go 3 laps down, and he's going to need a miracle at that point.
Yeah, we've got one person that's dropped off the back of the pack. That's Austin Marion. Not sure what's happened to the 65, but he has fallen way off the pace and has lost the pack. So I wonder if he's feeling a bit of strategy there, trying to see if anything happens in front of him. And, you know, if the big one does happen, then it will happen dramatically, as Cody McCorkle using the outside line.
Oh, there you go. There goes one. We got her started, and I think we're going to collect some. Nope. They got on by. No caution. Look at that. I thought we were going to have dominoes right there, but wow, they all avoided him.
Now Cody McCorkle getting spun out there. I think he dropped to the bottom line too early. Let's go back and watch that. Yeah, dropped down too early. He didn't listen to his spotter, and Stephen Parks was already there and just basically spun him out. That unfortunately has got to go down to Cody McCorkle just jumping down to the bottom line a bit too early.
He did get hit by the 19. The 19 did give him a good shot while he was spinning. I thought somebody was going to hit him. Yeah, the 19 gave him a good shot.
Let's have a look at that again. Dakota McCorkle getting that run on the high side.
Watch him get that shot there on the high side. I think that kind of spooked him a little bit, and he reacted, dove down on the bottom. He just wasn't clear, but he had gotten a shot on the bumper right before it all happened.
Yeah, luckily there
then
was...
Then the 19 clipped him on the way by.
Nate Katila went to the bottom of the track thinking there was going to be a caution, but he's dropped a ton of spots, and now he's under pressure from Brandon Puffenbarger. Puffenbarger all the way back there in P20 as well, so not having the best of starts here tonight. Austin Marion obviously still there in 21st. Joe Burchett is now back out on track, but he's got Cody McCorkle. He's just passed Cody McCorkle, actually.
The 11's having all kinds of connection problems, and he has finally taken it below the yellow line. I don't know if he's going to pull off the track, but he has gotten out of everyone's way because he is blinking heavily.
Yeah, it looks like he has backed off. Yes, he has. He's below the yellow line. He's on the apron. And unless he gets it fixed, I can't see him going much further in this race.
Might just ride by himself for a little bit.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the front, we're seeing all the action going on here. Stephen Parks still leads the pack as he's got Jeff Schmidt trying to make a run on the outside. Just barges past Justin Rector. And now Jeff Schmidt is leading the pack on the high side. Rector right behind him. Chris Walker there, and Tyler Cox is there as well. Cox is...
He got him.
Yeah. But Schmidt's the point now. Yeah. Yeah, but Tyler Cox, look where he is now. He's already up to the top of the field. He's trying to make it 3 wide, so Tyler Cox is a man on a mission right now.
I think he just went out there just to make sure he didn't hit the 369. I think he got a big run, and it's one of them deals, instead of slowing down and losing your momentum, you just go to the outside till you can blend back in, and I think that's what that was. These guys got to be careful, though. Whoa, look at that. The 09 almost come right up into the 14. I was just about to say, there's a lot of movement going on. Now we are 3 wide. I don't think they want to be there 3 wide, but they are. And we're still 3 wide as we get to the corner. This could be bad, folks.
Yeah, Tyler Cox is not waiting for anybody as he's coming up to the outside of Justin Rector. Can he hold his nerve?
369 said enough of that. I'm going to the bottom.
Yeah.
Now we're 3 wide again up here for the lead. Look at this. Yeah, and he's getting the 61, getting a big push from the 369 here. 14 is going to try to jump on the Parks bumper. 390 up there by himself. He's going to have to slide back down. He's got no help.
So Schmidt to the point. Parks is in second. No, Parks getting the nose out at this point as he comes towards the line. Blocks off Schmidt as they come down towards turn 1. Schmidt's not going to like that one bit. Here comes Tyler Cox to the outside of Parks now.
That's no different what the 61 did to him. He didn't do anything wrong. So that's racing. You're going to get past.
Yeah,
it's all part of it.
If you get a big enough run around here and you pass someone, you've got to applaud them, not hate them for it.
Don't want to get past, don't race.
Now Tyler Cox is starting to fall back a bit as that high line is starting to fizzle out again. Yeah, Stephen Parks doing really well to hold on to that lead though. He's lost it a couple of times, but he's not backed down. He's managed to get it back as quickly as almost as quickly as he's lost it.
Stephen Parks coming into this race had only led 24 laps in his Go Fast racing career. And I can't remember how many starts it was. I think 40 or 50 some odd starts. And how many has he led tonight, Sam?
12.
There you go. He's halfway there.
Yeah.
So he's led half of the laps he has in his entire career here in this league in this race.
And he's doing well to hold on to it as well.
I think he'll match that number 24 before it's all said and done if he keeps driving like this. They are on a limited fuel run, so...
If it stays green, we are going to be seeing green flag pit stops very soon, and probably in the next 10 laps or so.
Roughly, it's 70% fuel, so knock off, 6 to 10 laps.
Yeah, Kevin Paskowitz still holding on to that outside there in P7. Seems very dedicated to that high side, as here comes Justin Rector to the high side as well. Skylar Allen up to the high side too. And now they're going to give Tyler Cox another push, try and see if he can get to the front. No, Rector drops to the bottom again. The Rector decided not to help out the number 14, but Paskowitz is there. Chris Walker is there as well now. So Chris Walker's going to make a charge to the front now.
And Walker out there in that 369. Well, a lot of 3 numbers out there tonight. They're running in the top 6. I only got 3 of them. And there's, 7 of them in the race altogether with 3 numbers?
Yeah. I think it was, the numbers will be regulated next week. It's just, maybe because Skylar was in a rush and he just wanted to get the numbers in quickly.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that many 3 numbers in one race, especially in a race at Daytona. Like I said, you always see something new. No matter how many races you called or raced in, it seems to be always something new, some kind of new surprise. And speaking of new, we got a new leader, and he's a new member of the league. He's a familiar name to me, but he may not be to you. It's Chris Walker in the 369.
Well, it's familiar to BOFA because he's a regular visitor to the front in Top Fuel Racing, so good to see him back up there again. He's had going back to Top Fuel Racing, Chris Walker has had a difficult couple of races, and that's what lost him the championship. But like I said earlier, he's definitely he's going to be back next season, without a doubt.
Oh yeah, he's, like I said earlier, in his racing career, just period in iRacing, as you see here, he's on the point. So I mean, he knows a little something. And when he first started, he didn't know much, man. And then he got VR, and he was trying to learn that at the same time, which I thought was crazy. But he's done it. Look at the results. I mean, he has really come around, especially in the road racing. He has become a machine on the road side of things. Oh, and he just got turned. Stephen Parks just turned him.
There's the big one. There's the big one.
Oh, it is going to be a big one. Look at this. It's going to take out almost half the field. Look at this.
Oh.
It's like Daytona for real. If you didn't see it, the Xfinity Series had the same thing happen. And we just matched him.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Damn it.
Yeah, let's take a look.
I feel bad for Chris Walker. That sucks, man.
Let's go back and watch that. He's got Stephen Parks right behind him. They're coming towards turn 1.
He just turned him.
Yeah. Paskowitz in that, Skylar Allen involved in that, Schmidt involved in that, Wubka involved in that, Rector is in that.
Yeah, I hate to say it, Sam, but that'll happen sometimes when you get people running up front, first and second, that aren't used to being up there. And yeah, he just flat out turned him.
Yeah, a lot of good drivers taken out there.
Yeah, that collected half the field. We're going to have a lot of guys that are going to be tore up, and they're definitely going to have some damage. It looks like the 14's got some damage, too.
Yeah, he has. He's got some serious damage. Stephen Park, I think everybody got a bit of damage from that, apart from...
There were a few that didn't, but very few.
Trevathan doesn't have damage. Neither does Dylan Vose.
That was the big one. I just took a bunch of them. And Rigney did call it an evening. I guess his connection just wasn't stable. He'd manually disconnected.
Yeah,
and Burchett fell through again.
Oh, so more trouble there for the 41.
And he hadn't come back in either. So, yeah, I'm guessing he's out. Maybe not coming back.
Damage, nothing. Tyler Cox's car is tore up.
So is Parks.
Yeah.
Parks might be all right, though. You saw last night with that damage that Seth Hatchell had. I think Seth was right about par with Parks, so Parks might be all right. How many times have we seen that, Sam? Where the guy that causes the accident lives to tell the tale and goes on and sometimes wins the race.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure what's going on back here, but the whole field just got stacked up. I think they might have been waiting on Chris Walker, but the whole field just got stacked up back here coming to pit road. Here they all come. On 369's parking it.
Oh, no.
Hey, he just stopped at the entrance to pit road, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
Maybe it blew his engine.
Might have. He's still parked there. I'll bring him down. Talk to him.
Yeah, if you want to.
Let's bring him down. I'm trying, but damn TeamSpeak and it's typical bullshit. Excuse my language, but I'm just about fed up with shit not working. I'm going to tell you what.
Absolutely. We're just in car with Chris Walker. He's finally made it to pit road. Let me go and find him now. Oh, there he is. Chris Walker. Sam up in the booth. You got me, sir.
Hey, Sam. How's it going?
Not bad. Your first race here tonight. You led a few laps here, but absolute heartbreak there. Just talk us through that.
It was a bummer. I tried the outside lane on the start, and there was nowhere I was going with that thing until about much later, and then worked my way back on up, and the rear end just got a little loose going into, I think, was it the coming out of 2? Yeah, rear end just got really loose. So I don't know what happened.
Well, look from our point of view, like. It was a bit of a bumper hook as well as you getting loose. I mean, Stephen Parks, whether it probably wasn't intentional, but it looks like he tried to bump draft you and it just caught the wrong part of your bumper.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. But
that sucks for you, Chris. Sorry about your luck, man. We were just talking you up too, man, just as that happened. And then that happened, dude. So that's our bad for jinxing you, man.
Oh no, that's quite all right. It was nice to try a different car on for size at a super speedway with the Xfinity car here at Daytona, and no, I think these guys are a real good group of guys to drive with, and had a lot of fun during practice, and yeah, it seemed like it was going to be a good race, and I wish everybody the best for the rest of the night.
I take it you're done for the night then.
Yeah, my motor blowed up on the way in the pit lane.
That's probably why we were.
That explains it.
Yeah, we were wondering why you stopped on the entrance to pit road, and that'll explain why. So yeah, Chris, unlucky tonight. We were really pleased to see you out there and leading laps again, but unfortunately, coming unstuck there with that incident with Stephen Parks. But you said you enjoyed the league. Do you reckon you're going to come back next week at Kentucky?
There's a good possibility, depending on time permitting. I'm committed to a league right now, and we'll see how things shake out.
Absolutely, as looks like everybody's starting to get going again. So lights are off in the pace car. So Chris, you're welcome to stick with us in the booth, or if you just want to take a minute, and that's up to you. But yeah, you're definitely welcome to stay in the booth with us if you like.
Well, I appreciate that, you guys. I'm going to take some time here, and I might be back with you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott, for asking to bring him down. It was a pretty nice chat to have with him. But Scott, we're going to go back to the racing, and it's your turn to get us going now, sir.
All right, I can handle that. That was our first caution of the night. If you're just joining us, folks, we'll be going back to green on lap 24 of the scheduled 80 here at Daytona. Over a quarter of the way done. A little bit of excitement early on in that first quarter, too, I was saying.
Ah, absolutely. Lots of ducking and diving, dodging and weaving, and a new leader
I'm more
at the front.
competitive than that race last night early on.
Yeah, but that got exciting eventually. It was very exciting.
They got crazy at the end. Yeah, they got crazy at the end. But there for the first part, nobody was really trying to push the envelope. Whereas here tonight, man, it's double file all night. So
and we got a new leader as well.
Continue to see that. Yes, sir. How many different leaders have we had?
4.
Not bad in 20 laps.
There we go.
It's like your favorite roller coaster. No turning back now. Pace car's off. Green flag comes out. We're racing again at the beach. I don't think either guy up front really got a great restart.
No, but it's that man again on the outside, up near the front. That's Michael Trevathan. A lot of his rivals have been hampered by damage or disconnected, so he has got a golden opportunity now to close that points lead. But look at Dylan Vose right in his back bumper. Ooh, that's very sketchy.
We got a couple of them back there getting on the line back there. That's sketchy too. The line is not your friend. We got one of them below the line now, and he's going to have to tuck back in. It's the 45. He's going to have to get out of it and tuck in here. He's going to lose 2 or 3 spots because of that.
Yeah, and Tyler Cox.
Oh, look at the 14. Wow, what a move that was. That was bold.
That was aggressive as well. The Tyler Cox looking for redemption, especially after picking up damage on the first caution. Already back up to 3rd place after passing Kyle Frame. Kyle Frame not having the best of restarts as he is now dropped back to P4. And that man that I mentioned who dropped way off the pace in before the first caution came out, Austin Marion, he's up in the top 5, so jumping on the opportunity there.
Yeah, that caution shuffled things up, didn't it? Whole bunch of new people up here now. The 14 is really the only familiar face that we've seen so far in this race up here in the front pack. Everybody else is a new player.
Absolutely. We're seeing Tyler Cox just trying to work on the outside of Michael Trevathan as they come out of turn 2. Turn 4. I do it at least once in every race. I do it at least once. But anyway, Tyler Cox.
I've been doing it once here lately. You did it once last night, and that was all you did it. And that was the last time I called a race with you. You did it once early on, and that was it. So you're getting better. Once a race. It's down to once a race, Sam.
It's not as bad as when I did it several times at Dover. Or was it?
It's like any other habit, man. You just eventually you just kick.
I did it in Richmond as well. That was even bad. That was even worse.
There was one of them where you did it all night long. I can't remember which one it was.
Richmond.
It was all night.
It was Richmond. I'm sure it was Richmond.
You were on the Smokey and the Bandit code that night. If I say 2, I mean 4.
No, that was Dover. I remember now, it was Dover. But anyway, this is Daytona. We've got Trevathan and Tyler Cox. Tyler Cox gives that one to the 14 as he pokes a nose out just as they cross the line there, Scott.
Yeah, trying to get cleared, but he couldn't clear. 2's coming back.
And after all that bumping and banging, the field is extremely spread out now. Kevin Paskowicz back there in P15 all on his own. No speed in that 329 as he is the last car on the lead lap. He looks like he's just been passed. He's just behind Skylar Allen, who's also got that severe damage on his car.
And he's thinking right now, what has Sam got me into?
Yeah, I'm going to get kicked in the junk by Kevin. Meanwhile, back at the front. Still dicing it out there. Michael Trevathan gets that lap there as they go towards turn 1. Still side by side. They've got Vose and Frame right behind them as well. So both cars getting an even push. But Trevathan
and nobody can really do anything, though. It's just kind of back and forth here. It's like seesaw.
And this is the back and forth we were talking about last night. You don't get it in the Cup cars. You definitely get it in these ones, though.
They're coming up on a slower car, too. I wonder how this is going to play a role. How many times have we seen where the traffic at? They're going to get up in that 3rd lane and get out of the way. Probably a good idea. Oh, I thought we were wrecking back there.
There's Jeff Wubkert backing out of it and staying out of the way. Good on him in the 09. He was caught up in that melee.
Yeah, he's in the top 10 of points, so he's just trying to ride it out right now and get the best finish he can. Whoa, we're getting stacked up back there with Wubker. That was close.
Damn, Brian Littleton up on that high side there. Working on the outside of Nate Katila. occupying the last spots in the top 10 as well. They've got Stephen Parks and Eric Minch is back there as well. 67 of Robert Hill Jr. He's a lap down, but he's working his way around people like they're standing still, Scott.
Yeah, still a long way to go. Coming to lap 30 here. Still got 50 laps to go, and at this place, man, that is an eternity. Whoa, as you see right there, anything can happen at any moment. The 14 and the 19 about had a dance that nobody else was going to want to be a part of, but unfortunately, they would have had that would have just happened.
Skylar Allen Jr. has had a big incident. I'm going to go back and find out what happened to him, but he has had a big crash.
We might have another one here in a minute if these guys aren't careful. Yeah, we got another one. It's, whoa, down on below the line there, getting out of it. Not sure what's going on. Whoa, we got two of them wrecking back there.
Yeah,
no caution.
Now there'll be a caution. That's Cody McCorkle. Cody McCorkle's in trouble. Let's go back and see what happened to him. Got a wheel on the apron. That was Brandon Puffenbarger stacking things up there. Jeff Webker, David Worrell getting into the side of Cody McCorkle. McCorkle was all out of shape though. Go back and watch that again. See McCorkle getting a wheel on the apron there. Puffenbarger on the apron. McCorkle all out of shape and just drives up into the side of David Worrell.
Wow.
So McCorkle challenger for the lead early on, but since the caution came, well, he's just having a horrible race now. Well, we're under caution again, so that means we are going to go and head for a quick commercial break. We will be back in just a couple of minutes.
I want to leap over buildings, want to fly over the shores, faster than a lightning flash, rushing through the cool night air. So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero.
Hey, what's up, guys? Scott Speed here at the iRacing headquarters. Some exciting news about the upcoming Rallycross World Championship. We've got a wild card entry, and yours truly is going to get that spot. See you guys out on the track.
So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a
You want to race in NASCAR. The road starts here. Introducing the eNASCAR Ignite Series powered by iRacing. This is the gateway for all aspiring 13 to 16-year-olds. Starting June 20th, ignite your dreams of one day racing in the top tiers of NASCAR. Go to www.iracing.com/ignite for full details.
We are back here live at Daytona. We have Stephen Parks back up at the point again. That is only because Michael Javarthan absolutely got his pit stop all wrong, as well as Tyler Cox. Tyler Cox was in pit road for, well, Tyler Cox was pit farming actually. He was in his box for over 40 seconds. Michael Javarthan, though, missed his pit box and then reversed out of it and just could not get into his pit box at all. So he's dropped down to 5th place. That's promoted Stephen Parks up to the lead. And Austin Marion, who was at the back of the field for a long time, is now up to 2nd place.
Yeah, sometimes, man, I've had issues too on pit road trying to find that pit stop, man. Sometimes you can just miss it for whatever reason, and boy, it's a nightmare when you do.
As Kyle Frame brings it down pit side, so he's going to be repairing a bit of the damage on his car. Another man that's up there is Robert Haig in that Hellman's number 331. Another one that's capitalised on everyone's issues here tonight. So, and Nate Katila's up there as well, so a lot of shuffling around in this pack tonight, Scott.
Yeah, we still got a long way to go through. I imagine there's going to be quite a more shuffling.
Absolutely.
That's how it was last night. Remember, last 10 laps of the race last night, somebody that hadn't led the whole race jumped up there and wound up leading them last 10 and stole it. Braden Johnson.
Absolutely. Anyway, we are 2x2 again. The lights are off on the pace car. We're going to focus in on our leader, Stephen Parks. Let's see what he can do with the front. We've already seen what he can do, and he can defend really, really well on that bottom line. But with a damaged car, it might be a bit of a different story with Austin Marion with a clean car right next to him. They're just coming towards turn 3 now. Robert Haig is there in 3rd in that 331 Hellman's machine. Michael Javarthan, despite his pit stop troubles, is still there in P4. Tyler Cox is back there in P8 despite spending nearly a minute in pit road. So they're all still there. The only person that's not there is Joe Burchett, and he is going to be really, really upset about the way things have gone tonight. But his loss,
he never came back.
Yeah, his loss is going to be somebody else's gain here tonight as they come out of turn 4, and let's see who can gain the momentum here tonight. As we're about to go green again, the lights are about to go off on the pace car. Oh, the pace car's about to duck on into pit road, and there he goes. Waiting for him to go, and away we go. Green flag is out, and Stephen Parks getting on the loud pedal and getting everybody going once again. Austin Marion staying with him on that high side. He's got Michael Javarthan pushing him towards turn 1. Robert Haig is right behind Stephen Parks as they go through turn 1 into turn 2. Looks like Marion's got a nose out in front as they come out of turn 2, Scott.
He sure does. I don't know, though. I don't think he's got a big enough push. Now he does. Now they both can clear him. Actually, look at that. Big run down the backstretch. The 65 and the 2 both clear those guys. You don't see that very often where both guys clear him. Hell of a run. Parks got some damage on that car, too. I'm wondering if that's costing him a little bit right now to get up to speed. He might be fine once they get up to speed, but it might be taking him a little while longer.
Absolutely, as we are now on lap 36 of 18. Austin Marion is your leader, Michael Javarthan second, Stephen Parks. Yeah, that damage is really hurting. Look who's up into the top 5 already. Mark Cohen, after going on a glory run last week at Chicagoland, he's at it again, but he gets blocked by Stephen Parks. He knows what Cohen's capable of, so Parks going to go to the top of the track and block off the
Parks
306.
being aggressive.
Yeah,
being aggressive. Steven can feel it, man. Like I said, he's led just half as many laps as he had in his entire career just in this race. And he can almost feel it slipping away, and he's trying to do everything he can. But I'm telling you, that damage is slowing him down. They cannot get a run right now, and it's kind of killed the momentum of that high line because Parks pulled out in the lead like that. But I think he's going to get freight trained, and so are them other guys.
There goes those to the inside.
Yeah, he's hurting. Wouldn't be surprised if he tries to squeeze down here and jump in front of this car.
Yeah, and Eric Minch.
Another 3 number coming. Is that 304?
Yeah, that's
yep, the 304.
Nate Katila is there on the bottom line just behind Eric Minch. Eric Minch getting a run on the outside of Dylan Vose. Vose, I'm assuming, must have got a wheel on the apron because he lost a ton of speed going through turns 3 and 4. And Skylar Allen makes his way out of pit road. Finally. Yeah, everybody just jockeying for position right now. Being a bit aggressive. But that's not hurting Austin Marion much as he's holding on to that lead very nicely. And he's got 4 laps led already here tonight, Scott.
Yeah, so far so good. Let's hope he don't get bumper hooked. Didn't work out so well when Chris Walker got out front. He led a couple laps. How many laps did Walker wind up leading? About 3? Then he got bumper hooked.
Something like that, yeah.
You're never safe at this place, no matter where you're at on the track.
I think Chris Walker led 11 laps.
Walker did?
Yeah.
You don't have the program that tells you?
No, I don't have.
I can't remember what program that is. Rudy used to use it all the time.
Sim racing apps. I know what it is.
Yeah, I thought you had that one. That's my bad.
No, I've just got ATVO that tells me what I need to know. So.
I wish iRacing would add it, to tell you the truth. I wish there was a stat on the iRacing page that told you who led how many laps.
Yeah.
They definitely need to overhaul their statistics there in the in-race, in my opinion.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different telemetry programs out there. Obviously, the one that stands out the most is Virtual Racing School, VRS. Yeah, Virtual Racing School, and you got sim racing apps, and you got another one. I can't remember what it's called. That one's Joel Real Timing. That's another one that people use as well. So there's a lot of them out there. Unfortunately, I don't use any of them. I just rely on ATVO.
Right on.
We're just about to hear.
This time,
yeah.
Be halfway.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
40 down, 40 to go.
As they're coming up on David Worrell. Winner when we came last time to Daytona. David Worrell's about to go a lap down at a track where he won last time out, Scott.
And he needs to get up on that high side. I don't know if things are going to go well here if he didn't. Ooh, at the last minute they got up about him. I guess they realized he wasn't going to move.
That's going to shuffle everybody around.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah, all kinds of shuffling. What's going on there with the leader? Where'd he go?
I have no idea.
He's gone.
Oh, no.
Marion's falling through, too. Wow, all kinds of internet problems tonight. Because he's still gone. I don't see him.
No, he's grayed out. He's gone.
Yeah, he's going to fall through. Wow. Another one bites the dust. Ooh, in the 32. Wow, that was close. The 19 about bumper hooked the 32 there. 32 got a little wiggly, and 19 gave him a little bump. It unsettled the car, but good save.
Absolutely. That was Eric Minch there with Dylan Vose right behind him. Stephen Parks has fallen all the way back down to P6 now. He's got Mark Cohen right behind him. And this race is just completely fallen on its head right now as people are having connection problems and just dropping out and getting wrecked. It's just really, really a different landscape to what it was when the green flag fell. And that's the whole thing about Daytona. Anything can happen, and it usually does.
Yeah. That's the thing about these super speedway races. You just never know what the hell's going to happen. Or when it's going to happen, or who's going to cause it. Even the good ones make mistakes in these kind of races.
Yeah, as Kevin Paskowicz is going to be the next victim of the leaders as he's about to go a lap down. There, oh, Paskowicz is in the wall, actually.
Yep. There's Marion. He never fell through. He's still in the room. He's just still out there. See a lap down now?
Yeah, he's a lap down now.
Yeah. I was looking for him to fall through, but there he is. He never fell through. He's hoping for a caution.
They must have took it to pit road to fix it. I mean, because if you lose the pack, you can still see what you're doing out on track. So he probably...
Man, it's got to be tough.
Yeah. I mean, he was leading the race when he had that when his connection went funny as well. So big issues there for Marion, and unfortunate there for the 65ers. There goes Tyler Cox to the outside. Cox has had enough waiting. He wants to get to that point, get to the point again, as he's got Robert Hay right behind him. And Trevathan is still getting that huge monster push off Eric Minch as he still holds on to the lead.
Yeah, the High Line just can't get anything going right now. I don't think they got enough cars out there to really get anything going. I think it's going to take 3 or 4 of them out there to get something working. They're trying. But they get to about the 3rd place car and then stalls out. But there you go. What a save.
No, he's around
not
again.
Yet. Still saved it. 2nd save. That's 2 saves right there and 1 crash. Wow.
Yeah, well, that's going
Good
to be
job.
That's going to be more damage to Tyler Cox, as he is going to get freight trained and he's going to fall to the back of the field.
I'm surprised Stephen Parks didn't finish him off there. It looked like they were going to wreck there.
Yeah.
Good job by those guys, though.
Yeah.
But they were doomed.
It's kind of like they turned him and saved him at the same time.
Kind of. It's one of them kind of deals.
Yeah. That's promoted Eric Minch up to P2 now. And Eric Minch, one of usually...
Look what it's done to the field.
Yeah, it's spread everybody out now. And Eric Minch...
Like a 1.5 mile race.
But Eric Minch is up to P2 now. He's not usually one of the guys that runs near the front of the field, but look what he's doing tonight. Really throwing down the corner around this super speedway, and he's actually challenging for 1st place right now.
Yeah, he's trying to get as close as he can to the 2 right now, and they're trying to get away from the rest of these guys. This has really broken up the field. There's only 5 cars left in this lead pack now, so if this stays green the rest of the way, this is definitely going to play major implications in the finish of this race.
Absolutely, as just going to go
The rest
back.
of those guys back there are gone. They have lost the lead draft. They're going to have to pack up back there and group up and come back as a group if this stays green.
Yeah.
And remember, we're working with 70% fuel here, so this is not a full load. They can't get anywhere close to the end, so there will be at least 1 green flag stop if we don't get a caution.
Yeah, and speaking of people in pit road, Tyler Cox is in right now, and he's about to go a lap down. So he's coming to repair some more damage. So unfortunate there for the 14, been through the wars again here tonight, and just nothing seems to be going his way right now.
No, not tonight. Definitely not going to get win number 6 tonight.
I mean, he had that bad luck last week, which took him out of the race at Chicagoland, and yeah, it's just had so much bad luck lately. It's unreal. He got the win at Michigan, but hasn't had any luck since. He crashed out at Chicagoland, and he's pretty much done here tonight as well. And he's still in pit road right now.
Coming around to 32 to go this time by.
Yeah, this race is going pretty quickly, even though we've had 2 cautions.
Yeah, not too bad.
As we're watching the top 5 there, Michael Trevathan still your leader. Eric Minch there in 2nd place. Dylan Vos is in 3rd. Mark Cohen started P21, has made his way up to P4. He's done it again here, Scott.
Hey, he's having a hell of a run. He's one of the lucky ones up here in this top 5 that were able to break away and having another solid run here tonight. And it looks like Tyler Cox has called it an evening. He just took it behind the wall. They're headed towards Kentucky, folks.
So another big hitter puts it behind the wall. That's both overtake cars. Well, 2 of the 3 overtake cars behind the wall. And it's the 2 guys, the 2 winningest drivers in the league in the championship, both behind the wall. Joe Burchett having connection issues. He was the 2nd man to put it behind the wall. And Tyler Cox just putting it behind the wall now. So this is falling into the hands of everybody else who doesn't usually win races.
Well, don't count out Michael Trevathan. He's won a race this season, and he's up there leading this race right now. He's going to be the big winner out of that deal with those guys being already out of the race.
And Dylan Vos has won a race this season as well, so don't count him out either. I'm not counting out Mark Cohen either. With the run he's been on the last couple of races, I'm starting to think that guy deserves a win at this point.
Well, you got to remember, Michael Trevathan is second in the points. He's only 45 points back, and with Burchett already being out, and if Trevathan were to win this thing, he'd probably cut that in about half.
If that, he might even take the lead. Because remember, Burchett was the second car out, so his
first car out is showing.
So that's even worse. I mean, he could be what, in single-digit points?
No, if they go by the NASCAR scoring system, he's only going to cut about half of it off.
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean, to cut it a big number like 45 and a half.
That is just unbelievable.
Hell yeah, it would be. That's what you got to do, man. You got to chop off legs. That's what I did to Chase Hudson a couple seasons ago when he had a big old lead on me, and I just started chopping legs at a time. And with about 3 or 4 races left, I was the leader, and even I was shocked by it. Then I got wrecked in the last 4 races, and it all went to hell. But I still showed that you're never out of it.
Absolutely. It looks like the pack behind them, led by Brandon Puffenbarger, is starting to catch the lead pack now. And they are actually working together. They're all in one line. And they're working as a team to try and catch up to the lead pack now. So this is not over for those guys.
Yeah, slowly, if they could get a little more organized back there. These guys up here really aren't running nose to tail. It's kind of sloppy up here in the front. So those guys back there chasing them down and running nose to tail and making up time. These guys need to get a little more organized or they are going to get caught.
They just took 0.2 of a second off the lead pack in those 2 corners alone. So they are definitely coming right now. Nate Katila and Robert Hill Jr. back there in a little pack of their own. They're not really making any gains on Brian Littleton, which is the last driver on that pack in front of them. Yeah, it's very spread out right now. Austin Marion, the first car a lap down, he's in that second pack, so if we do get another caution here tonight, he will get back on the lead lap, and I'm assuming he's going to try and challenge to try and get back to the front again.
Yeah, those guys are right there, man. They're coming now. They're going to be there in just a minute. By the time they get to 1 and 2, they should be pretty much there.
Yeah, as Robert Haig's had enough, he's going to try the outside on Mark Cohen, but he's all up there on his own as here comes Puffenbarger. This has turned into a 9-car train for the race lead here tonight.
8 of them on the lead lap. They got to be careful now. They can't start jostling around here like they're already starting to do and then bring out the caution.
Absolutely is. Puffenbarger got one hell of a he's on one hell of a run. He might actually make his run to the front here as he's already up alongside Eric Minch as they go through turns 3 and 4.
How many times have you seen this at a super speedway where somebody gets a big run, chases down some guys, and then they just roar right on past? He got him cleared. There he goes. I was going to say he's got him cleared.
He left Marion out to
leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's a lap down, so Marion, I'm sure, understands. That's just racing.
Yeah, Carl Frame's stuck behind Marion as well, so he can't make any headway and try and get his way to the front because, yeah, he's got a number 65 roadblock in front of him. That's a lap down, so Carl Frame, unfortunately, going to be hung out to dry. He's going to fall back into the pack of Eric Minch and Dylan Vos there to his inside.
Thankfully, racing is still a sport where they don't give out participation trophies, Sam.
I know, right?
I love it.
NASCAR, they don't even do podiums.
No, they sure don't.
Actually, they don't in IndyCar either, so.
They mention a little bit, but yeah, they don't make a big deal out of it. They just interview the winner, really, as far as that goes. They talk to the other guys, but yeah, it's not like it is in Formula One.
Nah. Kevin Paskowicz on pit road right now. Sorry, Scott.
I was just going to say, which is the pinnacle of podiums. What a battle in Formula One this year, huh? That's a hell of a points battle, man. That took a big swing last week when Hamilton didn't get no points.
Yeah, we'll see what happens between those guys at Silverstone this weekend.
Here we go. Look at this. 3 wide. Ooh, banging, too. Look at this. Little door contact between the 57 and the 2 there. Marion was kind of on the outside just hanging out, but, man, that could have been bad.
Yeah, Carl Frame, he knew he had Austin Marion in front of him. He knew he had to get around him to try and make his way to the front. He's finally got around the 65, but the 65 has dropped to the bottom line thinking, no, I'm not going to help you after you've done that. And now Carl Frame is all on his own except for Brian Littleton on the outside.
Still haven't seen that outside really do much other than when the 42 got that big run up the outside. Other than that, it's just been kind of come up and challenge a little bit and then stall out.
Now we're just coming to 23 laps to go here at Daytona. We are still yet to see the money stop here tonight. And we will see it. People are already making their way down pit road. Stephen Park.
Ooh, what just happened there?
I don't know. What did
We got
happen?
a new... I'm not sure. I think maybe he kind of got shoved out of the way, but 42 up on the high side and Trevathan back to the point.
Wow.
Something happened there.
Let's go back and find out. No, he just took it high to defend from Carl Frame, misjudged it, and Trevathan was like, yeah, thanks, I'll take that.
Yeah, really? Wow.
Pufferbarger was trying to defend from Carl Frame and just misjudged it completely. And Pufferbarger's fallen all the way back to P7 now.
Yeah, that's not too bad, though. It could be a whole lot worse.
True.
Coming down to the final quarter of this race, Sam.
Absolutely, as they come out of turn 2, Trevathan back at the point. Eric Minch is still back up to second, and Vos is back up to third. But Austin Marion, the man in the middle, between Minch and Trevathan, so Minch unable to get to the back of the two. Because Austin Marion's playing piggy in the middle.
Yeah, he's hoping the caution comes out. He's just itching to get back on the lead lap. He was a leader and then blinked out or almost fell out. We're not sure what went down there, but he was definitely gone for a lap or so and went a lap down. And here he is hoping that the caution comes out so he can have a shot again.
The way this field is all spread out, it's not so spread out now because we've got 9 cars there, all looking to, well, 8 cars all trying to get to the point, but the way it's looking like now, everybody's racing kind of clean at the moment, and it doesn't look like there's going to be a caution between now and the end of the race, but we can never count it out as everybody's coming down pit road.
Flag.
Everyone bringing it down, apart from Robert Haig, he stays out.
Other than one person, yeah, one person stayed out.
Yeah,
well, that's going to suck for him.
Yeah, he's going to have no drafting help.
Nope, he's going to lose a ton of speed, and he's not going to be with these guys when he comes out. That just eliminated him. As do green flag pit stops. It usually eliminates some of them as they make their stop. We'll see which one of them can hang with the lead pack and which one of them will fall back. But 2, a slow stop there. He lost a bunch of spots.
Pufferbarger's going to win the race on pit road. Minch is going to be second. But you can pass a pit road if you're on the pit road exit if you are fast enough. And it already looks like this happening. Dylan Vos is racing Michael Trevathan out of pit road.
Yep.
And
he kept him behind him too. Look at that.
Absolutely.
Ooh, 32's got to be careful not to get back out on the track there. He's riding that line, isn't he? He's losing momentum because of it.
Absolutely. But they're all coming out together. Eric Minch is the leader of those 3, but Brandon Pufferbarger, what a stop he made. The quickest time out of everybody, getting a 7.1. That was only 2 tyres and a bit of fuel. So he's playing the fuel game here tonight.
Well, they're all spread out now. Boy, that broke them all up.
Absolutely. As Kevin Paskowitz has become the latest victim of putting his car behind the wall. he is now out of this event. So baptism of fire there for Kevin as he's become the latest retirement in this race.
I think Hogue is just now coming off pit road, and yeah, he's going to get freight trained. He's going to lose them all. He didn't have a shot to keep up with any of them. That cost him dearly staying out and not with the rest of these guys.
Yeah. Robert Haig drops all the way back to P7 now. And he's quite a ways off the pace now as he's got Brian Littleton right behind him. And Littleton's going to have a lot more speed and he's just going to pass him. But Dylan Vose is now your new leader here at Daytona after they got one hell of a run and got around Brandon Pufferbarger extremely easily. As Eric Minch is back down pit road. Minch got a penalty.
Yeah, riding that line, I was going to say that. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a penalty because it looked like he had gone back out on the track at one point, and he did. That's why iRacing installed that to keep people honest about merging back onto the track.
Absolutely, as there he comes out of pit road. Such a shame for Eric Minch. I mean, he had such a good run going.
That's
and then,
a damn shame.
Yeah. He had such a good run going and then makes a mistake like that, and that's just really ruined his races. He gets it right this time round. Comes out of pit road absolutely fine.
Same thing happened to me at Watkins Glen a couple weeks ago. Cost me a win.
Yeah.
Happens. Oh, look at this. Marion playing the blocking game on the leader there. That about got ugly.
Yeah, Vose having
and
to
unfriendly.
Yeah, Vose having to take to the high line there to avoid being hit by Marion. But Vose is still the man at the point right now looking for his second win of the season. Michael Javarthan looking for his second win of the season. So these two guys are going to battle tooth and nail to the checkered flag. Stephen Parks is a lap down. Not sure what happened to him. I'm guessing he went in to repair that
Quite
damage.
a few things.
Yeah.
He's done all kinds of stuff all night. I think his car is just slow, yeah. His car is just so slow that he's been on in and off pit road.
One man that we've not mentioned yet is Mark Cohen. During those pit stops, he's actually made his way up to third place. So his good run right now is still going, but he's got Kyle Frame and Brandon Pufferbarger right behind him. As they're going to put a lap on Stephen Parks there. Dylan Vose still locked in that battle with Michael Javarthan, as Vose is going to let Javarthan through. He's just run to the top of the track and he's going to let the number 2 by. I'm guessing team orders because they're both on the same team.
Not sure.
Interesting choice there.
Yeah. Not sure what went down there.
Yeah, Vose just went up high and let him past.
Maybe that was Vose's call because he knows Trevathan's second in the points. Maybe it was a team call. You never know.
Absolutely. It's not very often you see team orders in a stock car race, but there you go.
That'd be the first time I ever seen it, if so.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I'd be Kimi Räikkönen. I just said, nah, I ain't moving. Sorry. Just ain't fucking happening.
Or Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah, just ain't happening. Sorry.
I find it ironic
that's just not built into my code. It's just not there. I'm a competitor, and if you're gonna beat me, you're gonna have to beat me. I'm not gonna give it to you.
Absolutely. It looks like Dylan Vose is giving it to Michael Javarthan right now. Although Vose is looking to the outside, probably getting a bit of air to his engine. But look at Mark Cohen. He's caught up to the back of these guys now after working with Kyle Frame and Brandon Pufferbarger. Look at him. He's going to try and make that run to the front. Not got enough speed right now.
Trying to get that big run like we saw earlier. Remember when they caught up, they just roared on by. That's what these guys are going to try to do again.
No, Pufferbarger's going to leave him out to dry.
It looks like he's flirting with it, but I don't think he is. I think he thought better of it. I think he was just trying to get the best draft run he could there through the corner.
They come out of turn 2 there. They're still getting a bit of a run on the straights, but through the corners it looks like Trevathan, Vose and Marion are slightly faster, because they do that, have that quicker line round the corners. I see there they slightly drop away as they go through turns 3 and 4.
Part of that reason is they're so far up. They need to be a little lower.
Get that side draft.
Yeah, pinch them down a little bit. It's time to get dirty. It's getting down to the last 12 laps right here, man. You got to start working that outside line. You got to start pinching them down, using that side draft like Sam mentioned.
Yeah, and
that's stock car racing.
They're coming up on Eric Minch now. 3 wide as he goes up to the high side to let him by.
They're not organized on that high side either.
No, not at all.
At times they are. Here they are, but they go through the corners and they get a little unorganized. That's where they're losing their time. They got to get more organized through the corner. Oh, boy, that was close.
Justin Rector almost getting in the way there as they make their way through 3 and 4 to complete another lap. That's Skylar Allen on the apron again. I'm wondering if he's possibly blown an engine. Oh yeah, he's blown an engine. Yeah, Skylar Allen's got no power in that engine, so he is going to be the next retirement by the looks of things as he brings it down pit road and towards his box. Unfortunate there for the 96 as he brings it to his what possibly is going to be retirement here. Meanwhile, back at the front, Mark Cohen has actually managed to get alongside Michael Trevathan now. And how special would this be for Mark Cohen if he could actually steal this win here tonight?
Yeah, he was tickled after last week's finish. I don't imagine what he's going to sound like tonight. Whoa, a little contact there between the 19 and the 57. Play nice.
Yeah.
10 to go.
10.
Whoa. 42 and a 65 almost getting into it there.
Yeah, they're racing hard now. They know it's 10 to go. The gloves are off here as Mark Cohen gets left out to dry by Kyle Frame. What is that about?
Yeah, I guess he said, nah, I'm not going to help you no more. Watch, he'll probably pull out here and go with the 19 maybe. Or the 42. 19 keeps flirting like he's going to pull out.
Is he going to try though? Because he gave that position to Trevathan, remember, so...
I don't know if that, you know what that almost looks like? It almost looks like he's acting like he's going to pull out just to block the guys behind him. Because remember, this is the guy that pulled over to let the 2 by. So it almost looks like he's running that higher middle lane there to just kind of fake guys out. That's the old faker Ruski. And the blocker Ruski at the same time.
I was just saying he's playing blocker, isn't he?
I wonder how long that'll last.
Seems to be working so far because he's keeping a decent gap between him and Kyle Frame. So Kyle Frame's not been able to get close enough because of that little strategy there by Dylan Vose.
Let's see, look at this. One of these times he might go up a little too far and the 57 might get a run and stick his nose under there and then we're going to have trouble. We got 8 to go.
Absolutely, we're getting close to the end of this race as that is your top 5. Brian Littleton is 16 seconds off the pace and is racing it out for that 6th spot with Robert Haig. What could have been for Robert Haig? I mean, he was right up there with the leaders as well. I'm guessing he stayed out that extra lap, lost all that drafting help, and is now fallen outside of the top 5 and just basically fighting for scraps now.
Yeah, I killed him when he didn't pit with all these guys. That's usually what happens, though, man. Green flag pit stops. You got to practice that stuff because if you do not, you will lose a ton of time and it will cost you wins.
Absolutely. We're still watching Hagen Littleton make it around the track. Back to the leaders again. Trevathan still holds on to the lead. Those trying desperately to stop them from going round, but here comes Kyle Frame and Brandon Puffenbarger. No, Puffenbarger stays to the bottom of the track, and now Kyle Frame has got Mark Cohen as company. Cohen's going to get a run on the outside there. Where's he getting this speed from? He's all on his own.
got to pinch him down as low as he can and just keep using that side draft as much as he possibly can to have any shot by himself. But if he does that, he might have a shot. But look at that, 19 coming up a little bit, giving him a little bad air. Needs a little help, but he ain't getting any from nobody.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. I can't believe that nobody wants to help him out. Seems like a lonely brother out there right now.
Kind of makes you wish you want to jump in your car and just help him out. Here comes Austin Marion, though. Floating with that high line. Yeah.
He's too far back, though, to really help out. He needs to get a little closer. He could use the 42 to pull up behind him. Boy, that helped tremendously. But 42, that, oh, man, 57 about come up and got into him. And I think Cohen's just odd man out right here. Doesn't seem like he's going to get no help. Yeah, not yet, anyway. Coming to 5 to go.
Yeah, and they are 5 to go now as they cross the line. So, all to play for now. Who can make that run to the front? Mark Cohen is trying his heart out to try and make that run to the front, but he's got no help up there. Still keeping it wound up on the high side with Kyle Frame to his inside. But Michael Trevarthen is the man in control at the moment. It looks like, yeah, Dylan Vose is definitely playing blocker for the two right now.
It sure looks like it.
Or are they going to wait until 1 to go and then battle it out for the win? Between the 2 and the 19.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen here.
We're now 4 to go.
I think the 57 and Cohen are definitely going to get impatient here. Somebody's going to make a bold move. And we're coming up on slower traffic here.
Yeah, that's Stephen Parks.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, Stephen Parks they're coming up on now. Will he get out of the way? He does. Now, Cohen's best chance is probably get a bit of side draft between Parks and Frame.
Now they're coming up on 3 more cars up here. A couple of them run side by side. These guys need to realize the leaders are coming up on them here. We could have trouble brewing. Oh, wow.
Oh, this is going to get interesting. As they come across the line, there are 4 laps to go now. Now 3 laps to go. Next flag, the popsicle sticks will be out.
Nothing like a little excitement at the end of the race for these guys, huh?
Absolutely.
They allowed the 42 to get back into it. It looked like he had faded out of the picture, but now him and Marion are back into this thing, and they can play a role again, so maybe Cohen will get a little help this time.
Absolutely, as Cohen is still in 4th place, despite being stuck up on that high line. The general consensus usually, if you get stuck up on the high line, you get freight train, but not this time. Cohen is still in 4th, but Trevarthen is the man at the front, still holding on to that lead as the popsicle sticks are going to come out this time round as they come across the line now, Scott.
Yeah, and I think Puffenbarger's hurt. I think that's why they fell back the last time. Here he is. They're having trouble holding on again here, so.
Tire's gone. I wonder if Puffenbarger's saving fuel because his pit time was only 7.1 seconds. So I'm wondering if he's trying to squeeze out a bit more fuel in that car. As we're just about to come to the white flag here at Daytona. And it's going to be all or nothing here as they come out of turn 4. And Michael Trevarthen, this is his race to lose unless somebody can make a rash move as the white flag is out this time by. Into turn 1, they go. Can Kyle Frame do something? Can Mark Cohen do something? Is Dylan Vose going to make a drastic move on his teammate as they come through turns 1 and 2 towards the backstretch now for the final time? It's like Kyle Frame is getting a run. Kyle Frame goes high. Kyle Frame is going to try and take the win here on the last lap. Puffenbarger dropping below the apron. Not sure what's happening. Puffenbarger's out of fuel as they go into turn 3. Kyle Frame has got on the high side there. He's trying to get that side draft out there. Can Cohen give him a push towards the line as they come out of turn 4? Trevarthen blocks as that is going to be... It's going to be very close as they come to the line. Trevarthen's going to take it. Kyle Frame's going to be second. And it looks like Mark Cohen's going to steal 3rd from Dylan Vose, who just could not hold on to that 2nd place in the end.
Yeah, that little move that the two did there at the end, that saved it for him, because otherwise I think he would have been doomed. And that was the block of the race. Good move, good win for the two. It's going to be a big points night for him. All right, Sam, well, I got to cut out of here, man. It was a pleasure calling the race with you, buddy, and I'll see you on Sunday.
Okay, see you later.
All right, man. Later, Sammy.
Well,
Hope everyone out there in TV land enjoyed the race. It was pretty wild.
Absolutely, as Michael Trevathan is the man that won tonight's race. I'm not sure if he's actually celebrating. There he is. As that is our winner, Mr. Michael Trevathan. Definitely deserved race winner here tonight at Daytona. That was Scott Brinson just leaving the booth now. As we're going to talk to our third place finisher, Mr. Mark Cohen. Mark, have you got a copy, sir? This is Sam up in the booth.
Absolutely. Can you hear me okay?
I can absolutely hear you fine. Just stealing that third place at the end. Trying to get the push for the win, but ultimately nobody going up to help you. But it's still got to be happy with that third place, especially considering where you started.
This track, I mean, basically at Daytona, my mindset was I just had to ride, get through the wrecks the best I could, which I was relieved to do. And then all of a sudden, top five, I was like, how the heck did this happen? So at the end, unfortunately, I thought the 57-42 were going to push me. They decided not to. So there was just one point I decided to see what I could do, just basically going on my own. I almost got up there, but ultimately it was just a matter of trying to get that 57. Unfortunately, I just didn't push enough. But how can I complain about top three? That's unbelievable.
Absolutely. You were so close, but yet you still came home with the top three here tonight, Mark. Just talk us through the race. It's been a long one despite the two cautions we had here tonight. What are your thoughts on the track and how the car performed out there? Was it to your liking? It must have been, because you started at the back of the field and gained a ton of positions here tonight.
Oh my gosh, I mean, the car, I felt like the car was outperforming the driver. I just wasn't the best pusher during the race, so that's where I was struggling a bit. However, the car, I mean, at that first kind of spin that didn't bring out a yellow, surprisingly, my rear end was basically killed. So for that, the crew to fix that and the car to still be able to get in the top three, I couldn't ask for anything more. That's unbelievable.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the third place, Mark. Next week we head to Kentucky. What are your thoughts going to that race, and what do you think you got for these guys?
Well, Kentucky, it's the bumpiest track other than Dover, so I'll definitely be putting some extra padding on my seat. That's going to be a fun track for sure, and it's always a pleasure racing with Go Fast. Skylar just puts on such a great show. It was a real pleasure racing with these guys tonight.
And that leads me on to my next question. Is there anybody you'd like to thank or give a shout out for tonight's third place?
Of course, as I said before, Skylar for putting on the great show at Go Fast Racing League. I love racing here. And of course, my sponsors, Sam Maxwell Customs. I've been using a Sam Maxwell wheel for quite a while. That's some of the best equipment you can find, period, if you were wanting a very good wheel rim peripheral with as much buttons as you could ask for. That's www.sammaxwellcustoms.com. As well as Harpoon Design, Brantley Roden. He does the best paint schemes I can think of virtually anyone in iRacing. He actually does some, I believe he's done some before for Joe Gibbs Racing within iRacing, and he painted this lovely car I was racing tonight. So that's Brantley Roden, harpoondesign.com. Thanks to all those guys. I really appreciate everything they do. And of course, you guys at BOFA. This is unbelievable broadcasting you do each and every week. Thank you guys for making it so fun.
Well, thank you, Mark, and congratulations on the third place, and we will see you next week at Kentucky.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
And that was our third place finisher, Mr. Mark Cohen. Let's bring in our second place finisher, Mr. Kyle Frame. Kyle, you were up there for the most part, but just missing out on the win there. But you did try your hardest there tonight.
Absolutely, I was a little concerned because I had gotten into one of those wrecks earlier and had a little bit of right front damage that I was able to get fixed, and I was told that I still had quite a bit on the right front, so I was a little concerned as how much speed I would have, but we ended up having a pretty good car there near the end.
Yeah, it turned out really well for you. I mean, a lot of bumping and banging near the end, a lot of drafting help, but it seemed like you were being... it seemed like the two cars in front of you were working together to try and stop you from making a run. Left it late, left it to the final lap, but ultimately paying off there and coming home with a second place. You've got to be pleased with that, right?
Oh yeah, I knew the who was it? The Mike and Austin, or Dylan. I knew they were going to be working together. They're teammates and everything. And then I had one of mine behind me who ran out of fuel, so my only hope was Mark there, and he did what I was hoping he would, and he'd stuck with me. And I told him after the end, I said, if it were switch spots and you were in front of me, I was going to stick with you. So I'm really, really appreciative of him sticking behind me and pushing me to that.
Absolutely. Well, Kyle, next week we head to Kentucky, the 1.5 mile oval. What are your thoughts going into that race, and what do you think you got for these guys?
I'm really looking forward to that track. It's actually my home track. It's about 45 minutes from me, so I'm pretty familiar with that track. I go there every so often, so I think we can maybe pull out another top 5 and I'll be able to win. There's some fast guys in here, so I'm going to do what I can, and hopefully we come out with one.
Absolutely. Well, Kyle, congratulations on the second place again. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out or thank for tonight's result?
Yeah, Blown Gasket Racing. All my teammates over there, they really helped me out, pushed me to even be a better driver than I am already. Eric Spencer for this awesome paint job. This is, I think, my first or second race with this car. And then Brandon, all the help he does back at Blown Gasket Racing, it's really, really appreciative. And then Skylar and all the guys that put on this league, it's awesome. And then once again, Mark there for that last little push at the end. That was great.
Okay, Kyle, congratulations one more time for the second place. And yeah, we'll see you next week at Kentucky.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.
As that was our second place finisher, Kyle Frame. Now let's bring in the happiest man of the night, Mr. Michael Trevathan. Mike, really controlled proceedings near the end there, but had to kind of work your way back up to it after a mistake in pit road.
Oh yeah, definitely came in a little hot on pit road and gave up the lead there. Had to start, towards the back a little bit. So all in all, a good night. Much thanks to Metalhead Motorsports for pushing me to the win there. Couldn't have done it without them. Yeah, great night.
Absolutely, and I'm guessing you led the most laps here tonight, 35 laps in all. Talk us through the last 10 or so laps there. It seemed like Dylan gave you the position, you swapped positions with Dylan Vose. Was that a bit of team strategy going in there, or was it just a case of just Dylan wanting to help you to get the win?
Well, comparable to previous laps, I was running a faster pace up front. He had a little bit of damage, which was slowing us down a little bit, knowing that that next pack behind us was going to catch up to us, which they did anyway. But like I said, had we have left the 19 car up front, I think it would have been the straw that broke the camel's back and let them, take the outside. So we kind of had to make a team call there to savor it for the team, and it was a call to make. So like I said, hats off to Dylan and Austin for pushing me up there. I know Eric was up there for a while with us, and yeah, like I said, great night overall. Couldn't be happier.
Absolutely, and you guys really putting on a show here tonight. Team Overtake not really having the night they wanted tonight, and hopefully they'll be back giving you a nice little challenge again next week. Well, Mike, fantastic run here tonight. Congratulations on the win. Next week we head to Kentucky. What are your thoughts on that track, and do you reckon you can get another win next week?
Yeah, the group's pretty fast everywhere we go. So, like I said, high hopes any track we go to. So, like I said, we'll bring it to Kentucky and see how she goes.
Absolutely, and it's always going to be an exciting race at Kentucky. One more thing, Mike, before we let you go, anybody you'd like to give a shout out and give a thanks to for tonight's win?
Yeah, definitely want to give a shout out to you guys at BOFA Broadcasting for coming on board this year. You guys have done an awesome job with the broadcast. Couldn't be happier with that. Skylar and the admins with Go Fast, everything they do for us. Like I said, without them, this would not be possible. And of course, Metalhead Motorsports. Like I said, my hat's off to them. Great team. So I'll see you guys next week in Kentucky, and we'll see if we can pull another one off.
Absolutely. Congratulations one more time, Mike, and we'll see you next week.
All right, brother. Thanks.
That was our race winner, Michael Travath. And joining me in the booth now is league owner Skylar Allen. Skylar, just want to talk about your team there, Overtake Motorsports. Tough night for you guys tonight.
Yeah, Joe had some connection issues. I think Tyler got damaged. I got caught up in that first incident there up near the front. And, Mark had a kind of banner night for us there, finishing P3. So definitely a big shout out to him for that. A hard-fought third place for him. He made the right moves at the right time, I guess. Not knowing what the 57 was going to do, so he did the best he could. So definitely, big shout out to him for picking up a third place finish. Overtake Motorsports will be back at it tomorrow night in the Cup Series, and hopefully we can go get a win there.
Absolutely, and Daytona always throws up a few shocks and surprises. I mean, last time we were here, David Worrell picking up the win, and this time round, it's been no different. I mean, a lot of exciting racing. And yeah, we had 2 cautions, but that's always going to happen here at Daytona, and you got to be happy with the way things went tonight. Overall,
yeah. Oh yeah, overall. I mean, we had the same size field as we had here at Daytona in the spring. Maybe 1 car less. I think we had 24 in the spring, but we had half the cautions. In the spring, we had 4 cautions for like 19 laps, and tonight we had 2 cautions for 8 laps. So, definitely an improvement. These guys, a lot of the guys without the 300 numbers, they've gotten to know one another. They know how to race one another. And some of the new guys have kind of meshed well. And then, there was probably 4 or 5 of them out there tonight that had never raced with us before. I know Cody McCorkle, Kevin, I'm not going to try to butcher his last name.
Paskowicz.
Justin Rector, Robert Haig. Those are guys that had never, I don't think, have ran a race with us at all. So, in all, when you get 24, 23 guys together that, haven't raced together like that, and you only end up with 2 cautions and 80 laps, I would call it a success.
Absolutely, it was definitely very exciting to call up here in the booth. Well, Skylar, any other thoughts going into next week when we go to Kentucky?
It's a pretty bumpy spot, pretty bumpy racetrack, and unlike Daytona, I think you'll see the normal fast guys kind of cycle to the front. Everybody else will be searching to find that speed in practice, and somebody's gonna find something, and hopefully it can be one of the guys over here at Team Overtake.
Yeah, and you guys usually seem to do very well on the 1.5 mile ovals. I mean, didn't quite well. Joe won at Chicagoland last week, so yeah, Overtake definitely know how to get it done on the 1.5 mile ovals, the cookie cutter tracks as they call it. So definitely expecting you guys to be up there again, but it seems like Team Metalhead seem to have found their mojo again, and really going to be challenging for you for the win again next week.
Yeah, I mean, Metalhead Motorsports has got a group of consistently fast guys that are always up near the front. Mike, Dylan, they're really fast. Austin's quick. Jeff Schmidt can hold his own. So, I mean, there's a whole group over there at Metalhead, and it's led to there's no mistake about it. There's a rivalry on track between the 2 teams, more so than any other team because of the representation that comes from both teams. On average, you get up with 4 drivers from each team out there, maybe 5 depending on the week and stuff. So it's always fun to race around the Metalhead guys. I have a lot of respect for all of them, and I think that as we continue through the season, I think that that rivalry will, continue to flourish in a good way. And I think that you'll see Overtake and Metalhead definitely contending for more wins down the road.
Absolutely, and we definitely look forward to that later in the season. But for tonight, again, tough night for you guys tonight, but I'm sure you'll bring it back next week. Skylar, anybody you'd like to give a shout out before we head towards the end of tonight's show?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, just all of our partners for all of our series down to Mike's Home Net Hosting, our broadcasters. Sam, you guys have done a fantastic job for us this year. The whole deal was put together pretty late, just days before Daytona in the spring, and you guys have done a marvelous job for us. I can't thank you guys enough for stepping up and filling that role. All the drivers that come out here every week, I mean, we got a consistent core group of drivers that show up week in and week out. And without them, I mean, we wouldn't even be out here doing what we're doing. So many thanks to them. And again, definitely a big thanks to you for putting together everything and, getting out here for us. You guys do us a fantastic job.
Thank you for the kind words, Skylar. Well, unlucky tonight. Not the result you guys wanted tonight, but definitely going to bring it back next week. So, yeah, Skylar, we will see you next week in Kentucky.
Thanks, Sam. Have a good night.
Have a good night. As that was our league owner, Mr. Skylar Allen. Before we go anywhere tonight, let's go to our results for tonight's race. Michael Trevathan bringing home his second race win of the season, just 50 thousandths of a second ahead of Kyle Frame, who finishes in second place. Mark Cohen, another great result here tonight, following up his top 5 from Chicagoland with a third place here tonight. Fourth is Dylan Vose after being in second for the longest part. Brandon Puffenbarger, 15 seconds off the pace after running out of fuel on the final lap. So lucky to get that top 5 in the end. Brian Littleton coming home in 6th. Robert Haig in 7th. Austin Marion in 8th. The first car a lap down. Robert Hill Jr. in 9th. And Nate Katila getting the top 10 here at Daytona. In 11th place was Eric Minch. What could have been more for him? Running up in the top 3 for a good portion of tonight's race, but a mistake on the exit of pit road gave him a penalty, and he finished in the position he is right now. Stephen Parks comes home in 12th place. 13th is Justin Rector. 14th, Jeff Schmidt. 15th, David Worrell, winner last time we came here to Daytona. 16th is Skylar Allen, who we've just spoken to. 17th on his debut was Kevin Pasquich. 18th, Tyler Cox, after plethora of incidents just really ruined his race here tonight. Cody McCorkle 19th, Jeff Wilker 20th. 21st, Chris Walker leading a few laps, got into an incident with Stephen lost my train of thought. Stephen Parks, which ended his race unfortunately. Joe Burchett having connection problems, he came home in 23rd, and Jeremy Ringley also having connection problems, he was classed as 22nd. Well, that is going to do it here tonight at Daytona. A fantastic race here for the masses. And if you're watching on BOFA, I saw a lot of people enjoying the race. So definitely going to enjoy this one tonight. We're going to just enjoy watching it back. It was definitely one you don't want to miss. But anyway, let's go through our schedule before we head away here tonight. As the music finally starts. Tomorrow night we're back here again. I'm going to be joined by a new co-commentator in Mr. Andy DeLay. We will be with Major League Esports as they take to the Daytona track with the K&N cars. Can Spencer Prig continue his dominance of the season, or will Mark Arthur finally rediscover his form and get back up there? We'll find that out tomorrow. Sunday night we are with Top Fuel Racing with a brand new series, the Top Fuel Summer Light Series in the Pro Mazda. They'll be kicking off at Lucas Oil Raceway. Delayed from last week, unfortunately, after iRacing issues. Monday night we're back with the Plaskis Truck Series. Tuesday night we're off, and then Wednesday is the finale of Top Fuel Racing as they go to ISM Raceway. Then next Thursday we return to Somo as they are the first series to take to Kentucky for their race in the Portside Jaguar and Land Rover Cup Series. And then the rest is history. We were at Kentucky again for Go Fast and then Major League Esports again. But that is going to do it here tonight here at Daytona. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett. I've been up in the booth with you calling proceedings. Alongside me for the most part up until the end of the race was Scott Brinson. Good to have him in the booth as always. But I'm going to step away now, and all that's left for me to say here is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will see you tomorrow night live from Daytona with Major League Esports. See you then.